Hey there, I'm Chief Meteorologist Rachel Garceau with this First Alert Weather Plus forecast on what is shaping up to be a busy week of weather, and the first one in a long time that has extended rain chances in the forecast. I don't see a lot of rain in our future, but there's a chance of showers almost every day from Monday through the end of the shortened work week. So talking about what's on the way, Memorial Day on Monday will be sizzling, but turning gusty in the afternoon as we have a strong cold front on the way for early Tuesday that brings in some weather whiplash as temperatures will plummet in the span of 24 hours. And that also kicks off what will be several days in a row of potentially active weather. No days I'm seeing here will be a washout this week, but we may finally see our first measurable rainfall of the month. Now, because of the weather impacts, outdoor activities, travel, fire conditions late Monday throughout the day Tuesday is a first alert weather period. So we're talking about Monday, those gusty winds in the afternoon, 45-mile-per-hour gusts are possible, especially across eastern Oregon. Isolated thunderstorms will likely fire up ahead of that front Monday evening as well. The front itself comes in Tuesday morning. That will send temperatures tumbling as a cooler air mass follows that front. Breezy winds will persist on Tuesday, and we will continue to see those pop-up showers and maybe some thunderstorms as the atmosphere remains a little bit unstable behind that front. So a sharply different feel from Monday to Tuesday. So secure any loose outdoor items early Monday. If you don't want to gift your neighbors maybe your patio pillows, I would tuck them up closer to the house before the wind comes in Monday afternoon. Use extreme caution if you have plans to maybe barbecue or you're going camping. If you have a campfire going Monday afternoon into Tuesday morning, we do have those elevated fire conditions, so be extra cautious there. And generally the takeaway, as with any active weather week, just be weather aware, keep an eye on the sky, and keep an eye on our forecast so you know what's coming each and every day. And yes, as a reminder, I just mentioned it, but as of May 22nd, it had been an entire month, so we're over a month now without measurable rainfall in southwest Idaho. City of Trees, Boise, no measurable rainfall at all in the month of May, a month where typically we see about 1.5 inches of total precipitation. I don't think we'll make up that deficit since this is our final full week of the month. June kicks off a week from Memorial Day, but as we look at those precip chances, coverage is highest Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but Monday and all the way into Saturday, we see a chance of a shower or a storm popping up. Now, this doesn't mean everybody will get hit. And again, I don't see any days here that will be complete washouts, but just the kind of week where maybe keeping the umbrella under the front seat or anticipating that you may have to wait out a fast-moving shower or a thunderstorm before resuming your outdoor activities. Probably a safe bet this week. Let's talk about the big picture setup. So high pressure has been in control for the last several days. That's what's been drawing up that hot air from the south and bringing those abnormally warm temperatures for the long holiday weekend. Monday will be particularly toasty. Highs will soar into the low 90s in the Treasure Valley, but that's ahead of this strong cold front that comes in again overnight Monday into the early morning hours of Tuesday. And here's why we're going to stay unsettled. Usually with a system like this, it's kind of a one and done. Bring some showers, some unsettled weather as it comes through, and then things stabilize behind it. As we watch the path of this system, it's going to slide to the south from the Gulf of Alaska, drive that cold front through on Tuesday, but instead of trekking straight east, it's going to dive even further south, set up shop over northern Nevada, and that will continue to spin some moisture our way and keep things generally unsettled through the work week. And then on Friday into Saturday, that system finally lifts to the north, being nudged by another area, weak area of low pressure off to the west. And so as that system finally exits by the end of this coming weekend, the wrap up to May, that's when we'll likely start seeing a warming trend come in. But until then, temperatures, while they will warm after Tuesday, we won't kick those shower and storm chances until the end of the coming weekend. So let's talk about that on Futurecast. Here's Monday evening. You can see Memorial Day night. There's that chance of some showers, mostly in the western half of our viewing area. These will likely be some stray thunderstorms the kind of evening, or even if there's blue sky overhead for you, you may see those storm clouds and ominous skies developing off in the distance. At that point, again, 6 or 7 p.m. on Memorial Day on Monday, the front is just moving across eastern western Washington and Oregon. It'll continue trekking eastward, moving through our neck of the woods early Tuesday. You can see it will bring some light rain as it comes through, but not a lot of moisture associated with this system. I think the winds that increase Monday ahead of the front and the breezy, cool conditions on Tuesday are the bigger headlines outside of precipitation. But you can see also behind the front Tuesday evening, there is a decent chance that we will have more showers and storms popping up. So this is what I mean by just being weather aware, keeping an eye on the sky, knowing there's a chance of some storm activity Tuesday. And as that system pinwheels down to the south of us by late Tuesday into Wednesday, you can see it still pumping some moisture our way, still keeping things unstable. So again on Wednesday, rinse and repeat. Another chance of some showers and storms later in the day, mostly favoring the mountains on Wednesday, but not out of the question everywhere that we could have some active weather rolling through at times, especially the warmest parts of the day, afternoon and evening. So as far as rain potential, you can see this is through the middle of the week. We will probably see barely over 1/10 of an inch of total rain in the Treasure Valley over Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, even less than that in the Magic Valley. The mountains will likely see heavier rainfall as the moisture kind of sets up shop there. We get that upsloping that will force heavier precipitation. So while yes, this is good news, we'll take any rain we can get. This is really not enough across the lower elevations to make a big dent in the deficit for this month. So fire danger, even with cooler conditions, will remain elevated as we will be generally still very dry across southeast Oregon and southern Idaho. So let's talk about those temperatures. Here we are, 92 in Boise for the Memorial Day holiday. That will not be a record, but it is abnormally warm typically for this holiday. We're in the mid 70s, Twin Falls area in the mid 80s, McCall in the upper 70s. Look off to the east of us, even Billings, Montana pushing 90. But as we look further to the west on Monday, you can already see that cooler air having an impact. Seattle only at 59, Portland in the 60s. As we look at Tuesday in Boise, remember we were at 92 on Monday. We will likely not even get out of the 60s on Tuesday. You combine that with, yes, some sunshine, but those breezy winds will just feel so much different. From summer sizzle right back to spring feel in the air. And you can tell on Tuesday, cooler air has not yet reached Montana. That will take another day or two to work its way in. And in fact, as that system dives south on Wednesday, Billings, most of Montana is still in the mid 80s, while we are cool in the 60s across central Oregon, upper 60s to low 70s for southwest Idaho, and mountains will settle in the mid 60s by the middle of the week as well. So we will continue to tack on a few degrees of warmth each day after that. But as we look at the west central mountains outlook, you can see in the higher elevations, those rain and storm chances and the coverage there much higher. Temperatures by Thursday back up near 70. And then as that system lifts through again that we talked about, it'll be to the south of us through Thursday. As it lifts through again Friday, we'll likely see temperatures drop again. So back down to the upper 50s in the mountains by the end of the shortened work week. If you have camping plans this week, I know this is kind of the kickoff to camping season. Just make sure you are extra prepared for the elements as rain and thunderstorms will likely come and go throughout the week. That is the setup as well for the Magic Valley, though in the valleys, those rain and storm chances are slimmer. Tuesday is a first alert weather day in the Magic Valley because of those tumbling temperatures. A decent chance of some showers, especially in the evening. And we will see again about a 15-degree temperature drop and gusty winds throughout the day. We may see a little breezy on Wednesday. That's when temperatures reach their lowest point in the Magic Valley, upper 60s there. We spike into the 70s on Thursday, back down to the 60s on Friday. And then we wrap up May with temperatures back into the 70s and abundant sunshine. So at least the weekend is looking good, but the work week will be pretty active at times. And that is the same trend for the Boise area. Monday afternoon and evening, the end of Memorial Day, first alert weather conditions kick off there for those gusty winds up to 40 or 45 miles per hour. And then we see that sharp drop in temperatures on Tuesday, isolated showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder. Temperatures hold steady around 70 for the middle of the week. We spike back into the mid 70s Thursday, Friday, and then finally by the weekend, we do start seeing that unsettled weather start to settle down. And that means by Sunday, a beautiful end to the weekend, beautiful end to the month. We'll wrap up May with 80 degrees and abundant sunshine by this coming Sunday. Thanks so much for tuning into this First Alert Weather Plus forecast. We'll catch you next time.